Shalom, shalom, Hebrews and Shebrews. 1 minute. I know y'all been waiting on me, man, and wait till I tell y'all what my dumb butt been doing. Y'all about to laugh y'all self out the chat. So I apologize that I started on Negro time, everybody, but honestly, oh man, I'll tell y'all in 1 minute. Give me this 5-minute intermission, get y'all self together, go get the kids, because this is definitely one for the children to hear. Y'all know Brother Mikael can be a little rough around the edges sometimes, but today this is specifically for the family and the children to hear. So go get them. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, shalom, shalom, Hebrews and Shebrews. Welcome to another episode of Hebrews in the His Hood. How y'all feeling, fam? I hope everything is good. I hope y'all in good health and all that. Yeah, man, I know I had the time set for 1:30. I'm damn near an hour late. Y'all not going to believe what I was just doing. But to let y'all know, I can't see the chat. I've been wrestling with the laptop for I don't know how long. And so if y'all comment in the chat and I'm not responding, it's because I can't see the chat. So I'm going to have to go back and look. But I need to let the audience know, if you feel something in your heart to give a little donation, do not do it through the super chat, because I'm still having some problems with my account on YouTube. So I got money there that people that sent me and I can't even touch it. So it ain't going nowhere. They got it. But I got to make some type of change with my account from the bank to the something. I don't know. It's something crazy. And it's so hard to get in contact with YouTube with a person. All they do is send you the videos and ain't nothing really answered my questions. I think I know what I'm going to have to do, but I don't know. So if anybody who's a YouTuber know exactly how to identify my problem, y'all give me a call. Y'all know my email, Mike Ward 32212@gmail.com. Mike Ward, that's WARD 32212@gmail.com. And I'll give you a call and y'all can walk me through how to take care of it, because I definitely do need those shillings. I could really use them. So yeah, man. So I decided to do this lesson right here for a number of reasons. I've been having conversations with brothers and sisters lately, and it's just been a topic of discussion, man. It's just like, you know, they really got it out for our children. You know, like I was saying, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all why I started so late too. I've been preaching for 35 minutes, y'all, and forgot to hit the go live button. Literally, the big green start broadcast at the bottom, I didn't hit it. So I'm talking about, man, that's why I sound kind of drained if y'all hear me. I was in the spirit too, y'all. I'm talking about, man, I almost looked like one of them Sunday preachers. I'm in here fanning myself. And then my brother Isaac called me and say, "Hey, are you live?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. So why would you call me?" I'm about to snap on him. He like, "I don't see it." And I looked down at the bottom of the screen and it got the big star broadcast. I'm like, oh my God. So I had to tell him, "Thank you, bro." Because I was finna do this for another hour and a half, man. And I'd have found out that I wasn't even live. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all would have been calling me in the hospital. Because I'd have went outside and beat up a tree a parked car or started a fight with a pit bull or something, because I just felt so stupid. I had to redeem myself, right? So, yeah, man. So one of the conversations we've been having, man, in Israel, has just been all the more diabolical ways that they coming at the kids, man. Like I say, I have put a post up talking about how, you know, just as a man, you know, we can't be sissifying our boys. And anybody that know me know I can't stand it. Like, I come from a huge family with a lot of males. You know, a lot of our families don't hide that many males. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a couple here, a couple strung out, and then you got the sissy. And ours not like that, fortunately. We got a lot of males. It's probably even, male and female. Like, and you rarely see that in the black family nowadays. So, and we have a huge family. And so it's like for example, one of my uncles, my grandmother and grandfather on my father's side, right? And my mother's side is big too. But on my father's side alone, the Wards, the Spivvies, right? One man, one of my uncles, we did the math one day, is responsible for like 105 people. I crack no jokes. When we went from the kids that him and his wife had, my auntie, from what they had, I think they had about, I don't know, 12, 13. I lost count how many kids they had. And one of them, some of them probably watching the chat now. There's so many of them, I don't even know what religions or nothing they is. It's just, I just know we all kind of look alike. So, you know, but between them, all them had kids who had kids. So it's not only that they grandparents, they great grandparents. And when we got through breaking it down, man, it came out to like 100 people. I kid you not, Joe. And that's with one uncle and auntie. Mind you, my grandmama and granddaddy on my father's side had like 11 kids. Like 5 boys, 6 girls, or something like that. So it's a lot. And my point is, it's a lot of males in our family. And so yeah, man. So we was talking, and we was just looking at all the ways that they coming out with attacking our children, man. Like look, children are visionary. They're visual. I mean, like a lot of times they have not matured to the level like us adults to where they can hold a conversation and communicate with you where they want to. So they learn a lot of stuff through what they see, right? And so, you know, so how the parents even treat each other. Hold on one second. And so, a lot of the things they learn is even with the parents, like how the parents treat each other. You know what I mean? And we know that grown-ups, parents gonna have disagreements and stuff like that happen. But they got to see more love than they do see contention, because that's like their first examples of how they're gonna deal with society. And then outside of that, you know, the parents can't be around 24/7 with their children. So what's the next biggest teacher? The television. The television, the laptop, the video game. This is what they own all the time now. And it ain't even safe with the cartoons no more. And you know what's funny? We always talk about how wicked their cartoons is. And like ours wasn't that bad. I was looking back at some of them old school Bugs Bunny cartoon stuff. They was slipping stuff in there too. But they did it real symbolically. Well, now they don't even try to hide it. Their cartoons is brutal. So you got to watch what cartoons even your kids is watching, man. Because like the gay spirit is like the top 3 unclean spirit in the world. I mean, at least in America, but I'm going to say in the world. Like that's one of the first spirits, unfortunately, that our kids got to fight. And it's that gay and lesbian spirit. Like they just pushing that so hard on people to the point where I was talking to a sister, to one of my sisters a couple days ago, and we was talking about how, you know, certain places now, they didn't got rid of male-female bathroom. It's just what they call gender neutral. What in the world is gender neutral? So now what that's doing is basically a grown man that just wake up one day and say he feel like he's a woman trapped in a man's body can come up in a woman's bathroom, you know what I'm saying, with grown women in there and little girls, and come in there and use the bathroom, and you can't say nothing to them. You throw them up out of their head first, you're gonna be criminalized. It's the craziest stuff ever. So at this point, wicked is good and good is wicked. And so this is what we fighting against right now, people. And so I said, man, yeah, man, I got to do a show on how to raise these kids, man, in this time right now, because all the chips is stacked against you unless you got the Most High. That's just point blank period. And so yeah, so I can see y'all comments now. I got to look on my phone though. So I found the trick. My computer acting up. So I'm looking at the comments on my phone. So I ain't gonna be able to keep looking over there though. So let me tell y'all, right? So if I don't respond, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna put the PayPal link probably in the description at the end of the video if somebody want to donate, but do not send a super chat because, like I said, they got my money tied up. And so yeah, man, it's crazy right now. And then I was telling her, I was like, well, all the boundaries is gone. You already know what's next because they got something called transhumanism. What the hell is transhumanism? That's somebody that can wake up tomorrow and be like, well, you know what? I've always really felt like a squirrel. And so I'm really a squirrel in a man's body. And this is real stuff. You can go look it up. They're called transhumanists, man. So you know what's next? In a minute, Cat's gonna be walking around here, walking down the aisle with a platypus. They're gonna be marrying squirrels, beavers, deers, and everything else. I'm telling you, like, it's at the point where it's gonna get like the days of Noah. It's gonna get worse. That's how it's gonna start, and it's gonna wind up like a time never before. Before it get, you know, before this joint had to go. And so, that being said, being that the examples is learned by the kids, I mean, learn from the parents by the kids, we got to start there. And because they're trying to take everything away from us. You can't even really discipline your children no more. And then I got to say this before I start the lesson. Like I say, I was just preaching for like 39 minutes on a blank screen. And I'm thinking I was really kicking some knowledge. And my boy called, man, bless his soul, Isaac K. Fingers saved me. Because I was busting sweats and everything, y'all. And I wasn't even live. It's a big old green button say press the broadcast. And I wasn't looking at it. And so I want to start this in Leviticus, the 20th chapter, because I hate to say it, but we wonder why a lot of times our children is out here dying in the streets, man. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you, a lot of it got to do with this simple law that the Most High gave to us. Because, and I'm gonna show you, it's a reason why he looks so highly on the parents. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: stop being your kid's friend when they children. And yeah, I said that. It's a thin line between keeping a line of communications open with your children and being their friend. Because what are you to your friend? You are their equal. That's what you are. And you never your child's equal. Your child is not your equal. If you even put that in their mind, they're going to treat you as such. And they're going to feel they can rise up against you one day because y'all equal. You know what I'm saying? Because of how you hang out with them and all that type of stuff. To this day, I still don't feel right cussing in front of my mama. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was a family on my block when we was coming up where the mama and the son used to sit out there and smoke weed together. Like, used to sit out and smoke weed together. And us being young, we thought it was cool. You see what I'm saying? We thought it was cool. But now that I look at it, that was not cool. That was not cool at all. And used to try to justify like, well, he gonna smoke anyway. He gonna smoke anyway, so he might as well smoke with me. Nah, fam, it don't work like that. Because now, how can you ever really discipline him about anything? He's a teenager. You his mama, and you rolling up blunts with him. That is some literal negligent nigga stuff. And so I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start at Leviticus 20 and 8. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. I'm gonna peek over here every 10 minutes or so. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Dang, is it working on my phone? Let me see. Okay, cool. Thanks, Missy. Leviticus 20 and 8, and this is what it say. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. Key word, it's the Lord that sanctify you. So it is the instructions of the Lord that set you apart from everybody else. Not just running around talking about I'm sanctified. It literally means it's setting you apart from other people in this world. So that has to be you, your mate, your household, your children, right? Verse 9, for everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He have cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is becoming more of a regular thing that I've seen. You ain't never used to see that in the black neighborhood like that. You did have the occasions where somebody, mama or daddy, was a quote unquote crackhead. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, they would kind of talk kind of bogus to him. And I remember the one thing I can say, growing up in a particular organization lifestyle, the OGs didn't play that. That was an automatic violation. You got a pumpkin head, as they used to call it for that, if they caught you cussing out your mama or daddy. So that's sad that even gangs got more morals than a lot of the churchy people do today. Because it's funny how, you know, a lot of these modern day churches love to harp on the law is done away with. The law is done away. The law, the law, the law. You legalists. And then they go in the house and they lay down laws for their kids. And then they get upset when their kids break them. If I was one of them kids, I'd be like, well, I thought the law was done away with. Well, I got to come in at 10 o'clock. You said law done, just love me with grace and mercy. Yeah, it's just all backwards, man. Like we don't got no relief from stupidity. We don't got it in the so-called holy places. We don't got it in the political form. We don't got it in the business form. It's everything, the educational system, everything is turned upside down, is wicked. So anybody that cursed their parents, man, that means wish death on them, talk crazy to them, any of that type of stuff, blood is upon you. So that's a lot of the reasons why these young boys and girls is out here getting shot down in the street. I'm telling you, man, if you hear somebody, we used to laugh about that was just stuff the Gentiles did. Oh, F off, mom. Oh, you know, they used to be like, what? I couldn't have never did nothing like that. Well, the black ones doing it now. Because the parenting has been like, they taken away from us what we did have. The only thing we had control over was our house and our kids. We don't get that now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to stay on that note, and I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 23. So I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 23, y'all. Try to let the book flow. Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 22. This is a real key one right here, because when you read this, you'll find out why Jesus Christ, Yahshua HaMashiach, had an issue with the Pharisees. And that's going to really trip you out if you ever really knew about it or paid attention to it. Proverbs chapter 23 and 22. Hearken unto thy father that begot thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Now that sounds real simple, right? But look, it's telling you, I don't care if your daddy a deadbeat dad and you see him once every 3 years. You listen to him. Like, it don't mean you gotta, you can try to interpret that how you want to, but you definitely don't disrespect him, right? Because if it wasn't for him, you was in his man onions before you was even in your mama belly. So literally, he is like He's like a shadow of what God, the creator, is to all things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at this the way, try to look at it with a holy mindset. Like, take the flesh and the emotions out of it. God, look at this. When he created man and woman, he was making the extension of himself. So every time you procreate, because he don't procreate, he's a spiritual being. He creates. People don't know they probably think that's an oxymoron, but it's really not. You see what I'm saying? And his is a process over time. So when you procreate, you're actually showing a mini example of the once God ability that he had intended for us. So how you gonna turn around and curse your creator, right? Let me read the second part over. And despise not thy mother when she is old. This woman carried you for all the months up in her stomach. Do you know she was literally your only protection? Like, you know, I don't even like the term fetus, but you got everything, your oxygen, your water, your food, you got everything from this woman. If she just decided to not want you one day, she could have ended all that. So how you gonna despise her when she old? And that's another thing, y'all. Things happen in your life where you have siblings or you hold some type of old feelings towards your parents because probably things that they did when you was younger and which they might have been wrong, that you might be justified, but that's between them and the Lord. You don't disrespect them. So when they get old, man, you know, you might have family members that then tuck them off into an old folks home somewhere. Don't nobody come see them. You know what I'm saying? Because they holding a grudge. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't care how rotten they was to you. Forgive them. You know, hope that they repent, but don't let them die in there by themselves. Don't do it. I'm telling you that because the Lord say don't do it. He frowns upon that very bad. You see what I'm saying? Because how you going to be praying to God and out here acting righteous and your mama or your daddy is sitting in the old folks home and ain't got a visit in a year? Are you serious? Just think about that. I ain't trying to beat on nobody conscience because I don't know, everybody go through something different. But if you in a situation like that, go see your mama or dad. Don't let them die alone like that. I don't care how rotten they was. This if you truly believe in God. If not, then you keep faking like a holy roller and see how far that's going to get you because you're going to have to answer for it on that day. I guarantee you that. So on the note, we're going to keep it going. Let's bag on up in the same chapter. And I want to go to verse 12. If y'all got y'all kids in the room, please hold them. Don't let them get up trying to make all them extra bathroom breaks. Tell them Brother Mikael ain't going to be too much longer, but they need to hear this, right? Verse 12. Apply thine ear unto instruction and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. They trying to take that from you. You can't even whoop your kid no more. And look, it's some parents out here that's just bad parents. Like they beat their kid for everything. They beat their kid because they mad at their mate. They beat their kid because they had a rough day at work. God gonna deal with you because that ain't right. That's just pure frustration and that's wicked. Whatever the Lord just did that to you. Every time his foot itch, he just dropped down a plague on you. No, everything he do is justified because he's a father of spirits. And usually, like I think it's Hebrews 11 or Hebrews 6 tell you that you know, he whoop us for correction like a parent do, right? Verse 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shall deliver his soul from hell. So if you take away discipline from your child, not only is that a form of neglect, you actually endangering them. Because now when they go out into this society, they not used to being corrected or getting their tail whooped. So they'll be able to test them boundaries, them same boundaries that you let them get away with. You know what I'm saying? You tell them to go to sleep at a certain time. You keep letting them slide. You tell them to do this, take care of their chores and all that type of stuff. And they basically laugh in your face and say they're going to do it when they want to. And then they go out here and try to pull that in the world and a Gentile cop blow their head off. Or they go out there and they start talking reckless to some older cats out on the block and they beat their brains out. This is exactly why you got to start in the crib. It's a form of love. It's not a form. It's a big difference between love and abuse. It's a big difference between love and abuse. And so we're going to keep it going because there's something about that, like I was saying, Jesus really had that problem with the Pharisees. And see, it was a tradition that the Pharisees had, right? The Pharisees was tripped out because they was like the standard of holiness in our communities, right? But they was juggling between the Torah, you know, the laws of the Torah and the prophets, right? The laws of God and the traditions that they had. And one of the things the Pharisees had a crazy mindset about was basically, you know, if they looked out for their parents when they was old, it was considered a blessing to the parents. You know what I'm saying? Boy, what is you in there doing? Stop. It was considered a blessing to the parents. You see what I'm saying? And Christ had a real problem with that. But we're going to touch on that later. So I want to go to Colossians. Let's go to Colossians. So we're going to go to the New Testament. Let's go to Colossians. So yeah, man, I'm going to let the word of God tell us how to do this because it's too many weapons formed against the little ones, man. It's too many weapons formed against the little ones. And a little bit of power you do have over the fruit of your loins that come up out your body, they trying to take that away. Like, they don't want you having no type of independence from this wicked system. Colossians chapter 3. So this Colossians 3. And let me see. I pick it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and start at verse 15. Colossians 3 and 15. It say, and let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and by ye thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and in hymns and in spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatsoever ye do in the word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. And here's the point. Listen to this, because this is what your kids is watching. Y'all we gotta stop with the modernization of stuff, because this is just destruction. They see how the man and woman, mom and daddy, mom and stepdaddy, daddy and stepmama, they see how y'all treat each other, right? Verse 18, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband, as it is fit in the Lord. So as you see, he not telling you to submit to your husband because it's fit to the husband. It's because it's fit to the Lord. That's the way the Lord set it up. So your kids gonna see this type of stuff, right? They gonna see this type of stuff. That mean, like, and we know it's cats out there that abuse them, but that ain't a man of the Lord. The whole thing is what we got control over. That's what we have to do. So, like, you know, if every time the husband say something, you ain't got to start a fight. You ain't got to be all up in his face because the kids see that. So now your little girl think it's cool to be all up in her man's face. And then the little boy think, well, damn, you know, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. You supposed to have a feisty, you know, loud woman all up in your face all the time. But no, you see when people love each other. Like, I know, man, I know real women. And I'm going to be honest with you. They don't want no man they can run over. Any woman that keep it 100 with you, even in the chat right now, would tell you that they don't want no soft, lump, moist bag of cotton dude. Because this the same dude that they gonna depend on to defend their house. So if she can punk you, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with no 300-pound white boy at your door with a Malsberg. So let's just be real, man, and just remove the feelings and all the wishy-washy and just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? All right, for sure, Apostle. I got you, Apostle, for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. And so, I've been checking out them videos y'all been dropping over there too, and avenging them. They man been going in. So, yeah, man. You know, don't no real woman want no soft man. But let's get back on point because that's a whole nother lesson, and that's a whole nother dilemma right there. So it say, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as it is fit in the Lord. Verse 19, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. See, this thing works both ways because a man that will abuse his authority over his woman is what? He's bitter towards that woman. It's something about that woman that just make him feel like he more of a man by mistreating her. Or it might not even be that woman. He might be bitter at his mama. So he taking it out on you. You see what I'm saying? This is grown up and kid hour. Hide the kids in there, but grown ups, we all need to listen to this because y'all know me. I'll lay my life out on the table like a book. Like I tell y'all about that disrespecting parents. Man, I'm gonna say this real quick and get back to the lesson because I don't want to ramble too long. I've been doing it a lot lately with them debate leagues. So look, right, man, I remember my old man slapped me one time, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never felt nothing like that ever since. I've been shot up, ran over literally. Then it blew up and everything. I ain't felt nothing like how my old man hit me. And I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, if y'all don't know this or not. Old people got a different kind of strength, right? See, what they lose in durability and speed turns into pure striking power. Anybody that ever been hit by a middle-aged to old man or woman know what I'm talking about, especially them old men, right? And I had made a post the other day, and I was saying like how we can't be sissifying these boys, right? And, you know, I was asking, like, you know, what happened to the slap boxing in the street, playing Killer Man and King of the Hill? And, you know, all it is video games and stuff now. And that's why I was saying earlier, a lot of times they quick to pull out a pistol because they don't even know how to square up, right? And a lot of them don't got their daddies. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of boogity boos running around here. But with all the slap boxing championships I thought I had, I mean, I was gang banging and everything. I think I was around 15, Joe, 14, something like that. I ain't never been all the slaps I ever caught, which wasn't that many because I was quick, like, you know what I'm saying, Mayweather. But for all the slaps I ever caught, none of them added up to when my old man slapped me. He wasn't even no big dude. He's probably like 5'9", 175 pounds soaking wet. But man, I'm telling y'all, ox, a coats, they say you ain't supposed to put an S on there. Akim and Akatun, however you want to say it, but brothers and sisters in Israel. To this day, I ain't never seen the color white that I seen when my old man slapped me. And that's the worst part about it. It was a slap. It wasn't even a punch. I tried to square up with him. I'll never forget. Every man know when a boy get around that age, 14, 15, 16, they start getting big, they try to size you up. It's common. I'm letting y'all know it now. You can have the best father-son relationship. He may not be disrespectful with it, in which he shouldn't. But you best believe every blue moon, he gonna give you that look. And you give him that look back, he be like, nah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and pull it. Just let me know when. You know what I'm saying? But I see a unique color of white. And I'll never forget it because when he slapped me, right, for one, it caught me off guard because my old man never really whooped me. My mama used to tear me up all the time, right? So my old man was real quiet and cool and laid back, right? He's a smooth dude. So when he slapped me, I just know it went white. And then I seen like some glittery dots. I don't know if them was like the stairways to heaven and stuff they be talking about, but I saw something. It was just like flashes. And then probably about approximately 47 seconds later, I woke up to his forearm in my throat. And I instantly went from gangbanging killer vice lord to crying like a little sissy. Like, why you hit me like that? I had never felt nothing like that before. Like, I don't even know why I kept gangbanging after that. He like slapped the VL straight up out. So I'm gonna tell you, that's the whole thing. But nowadays, man, they trying to take that from me. You see what I'm saying? Like, they literally trying to take that from me. So y'all gonna get me off into the, that's why I ain't finna read that chat. So let me get back to the lesson. So where was the last place I started at? Okay. It say, husband, love your wives and be not bitter against them. So husbands, your wife submitting to you, she doing what she's supposed to do. You repay that with love. Don't be bitter towards her. Don't abuse your power, right? Because then the Most High gonna deal with you, right? It says 20. Children, for all you baby brews in the room, that you feeling like you done grew a few pubic hairs, you think you're getting a little manly up in there. Little woman got your little hips around here. You thinking you you know, a diva or something. I want y'all to listen to this real close. When your mama and daddy irritate you when you think you got the right to say something slick to them. It say, children, obey your parents in all things. All. Did you hear that? If they tell you to do something wicked, they tell you to do something wrong, then that's going to be taken up between them and the Lord. But you better listen to your parents. That ain't your place to do that. That's above your pay grade because you're not an equal to your mama or your daddy. I don't care how cool y'all hang out, go fishing, play basketball, go to the mall shopping. Your mama is not your equal, little girl, and your daddy is not your equal, boy. So don't ever think that. Like I say, to this day, I don't cuss around my mama. I try not to, and when it slip, I feel bad, and I'm grown as hell. You feel me? It's just supposed to be built in your DNA to be like that, right? It say, children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto the Lord. So even if your parents is rotten and you obeying your parents, it's pleasing to the Lord. That's the whole key right there. That's getting you good, even if your parents rotten. Like your parents might be on the Lord's hit list, but you can slide straight from under there by being an obedient child. Y'all feel me? We got to remove all this modern day emotionalism from it and try to look at this from the eyes of the Most High. Y'all feel me? Shalom, Mark. Now this one is key too, verse 21. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. Now, I hear people use that to almost replace disciplining your child. Like, you don't want to provoke them to anger. Look, no, disciplining them when they wrong, that ain't say that they can't go in there and cry and have an attitude. Provoking not your child to anger. Did you see what it said at the end? That you don't discourage them. That is somebody around there telling their child, you ain't gonna amount to nothing. You know what I'm saying? You a dummy. You know, something like that. You gonna be a little whore. That's what that's talking about. That's why I say that you would discourage them. No, you're supposed to encourage your children to do better. You're supposed to encourage your children to be better than you when they get where you at. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's time to stop coochie footing around these scriptures. Excuse me. I didn't want to say the other one, but I guess that one would have been worse. You see what I'm saying? That go for the father or the mother. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just written that way, but it's not really gender specific. You see what I'm saying? That's go for either parents. Do not provoke your children to anger, basically by discouraging them. That's what that's saying. And a lot of times it'll like say the father is because the father, as we're going to read in the scriptures, is more of the role of the disciplinarian. You see what I'm saying? And the instructor overall of the house. That's why it's usually written like that. But it goes for both parents. We're going to see that though. So let's go back. Because like I was saying earlier, one of the reasons we don't like to talk about that our kids is out here getting shot down in the street is because of the reactions in the house and how they look at and how they treat their parents. Point blank, period. Exodus chapter 21. Here's another one. Oh boy. And this one here is a super no-no. So I'm really glad with the little story I told y'all about my old man slapping the cartwheel out of me. I'm glad he did. Because what if he didn't? And I would have got a shot off and hit my old man. Oh boy, you know what? This would have applied to me. Exodus 21 and 15. It say, I'm in Leviticus, my bad. Exodus 21 and 15. Y'all meet me there. Because this ain't no joke. Exodus 21 and 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. Do you hear that? If you hit your mama or your daddy, you got to go. You got to go. So I'm letting you know that now. If one of y'all in this chat ever hit your mama or your daddy at any time in your life and you still around, oh, that's purely by the grace of God. You better repent. If they still alive to tell them that you sorry, do it. If not, you just tell them Most High that. And if you, man, look, you got to go out old school, get out on the grass, throw dirt on your head and rip your clothes, do all that. Because literally, according to the word, which don't lie, you've been on the death list ever since then if you ever hit your parents. And that's the worst case scenario because you ain't even supposed to do this. Let's skip down to verse 17. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. So even cussing out your mama or daddy, or the general term curse, wishing death upon them, talking crazy to your mama or daddy. See how that connect? That went right on back to Leviticus 20:9. If you even do that, talking crazy to your mama or daddy warrants a death sentence, let alone if you hit them. Do y'all hear this? So I hope y'all got the kids in the room, because these kids nowadays, they get away with some stuff and they really just go on to the next day because ain't nothing happened, especially if you ain't disciplining them. So they think literally that the poop don't stink. And then when it finally come down on them, if by the grace of God, the Lord don't kill them, they going to be crying. And the first person they going to run to is that same parent that they disrespected. I guarantee you. This is just how the Lord works. It's so cold how he got this thing set up, man. You feel me? But we're going to keep it going and show something. Deuteronomy chapter 22. And so we got all these conditions out here in our community, man, with these kids. And it's because we got to learn the way to parent in this hellhole that we in. And I do mean hellhole, because this condition is like death. It's like the grave, man, because we all spiritually dead. We just upside down, y'all. Deuteronomy chapter 22. So I'm going to pick this up at Deuteronomy 22. And I don't even know if I should throw this in there. Yeah. Should I put this in there? Okay. Yeah, I will. Deuteronomy 22:18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, I want y'all to listen to this clip. Listen, brothers. Listen to this, young man. Oh, sisters, young ladies, y'all listen to this too, because like I say, it be seeming gender specific at first, but just keep on listening. Which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him or whooped their tail or put him on punishment, right, will not hearken unto them. So I want y'all to listen to this real clear. If you got a rebellious son, matter of fact, throw the daughter in there too. And I'm going to show you why we can do that, and that ain't adding. But if you got a rebellious son or a rebellious child, and they won't listen to you after you've chastised them, I mean, you done whooped their tail, you done put them on punishment, you done took privileges away from them, and they still won't listen to you, listen to this. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of the city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. And not only is he disobedient, then he got bad, trashy qualities. So this show you what else God don't like. He is a glutton, meaning he just eat up everything. He greedy. He just want everything, whether it's material, whether it's whatever. He don't deserve it because he disobedient. So you see how you put all this together? And it's all the stuff that irked me. It says, and a drunkard. So he be in the crib just laying around, eating up all the food, getting blasted, but won't listen to nothing his parents say. You know what I'm saying? He probably know how to fix a car, and the car been sitting out there broke for 2 weeks because he want to just sit in the basement with his homies and get blasted, drunk and high. and eat up the house at night, but he ain't helping doing nothing. Listen to this. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Now, people like, man, now that is some brutal stuff. I remember in the little modern day church, they used to say, ooh, we love the New Testament because that Old Testament God was just too mean. You know, they not knowing it's the same one. But I'm going to show you that ain't even true either. But did you hear the key of why the God was so brutal and so swift with that? He said, it says, and all Israel shall hear in fear. See, this is the whole key. If a child is out here striking his mama or her mama, right? Out here just being just a horrible, just basically stressing their parents out, right? The Lord say they got to go. You know why? He just said so all of Israel are here in fear. They got to be a public example. Because if not, then the other children gonna hear and they gonna think they can do it. And then guess what you get? You got an upside down society where the parents is where the children is trying to take over the household of the kids. Of the parents. Y'all see that? God don't play like that. God is a G. I'm telling you, Joe, he like, man, look, forget your feelings. I know you love your son or your daughter, but you can make another one, right? But you go out there, take them to the elders. If they declare that the judgment come out that he should be put to death or she should be put to death, put him to death. And so all the other kids in the community of Israel are gonna hear about it, and they gonna say, man, we ain't doing that. Y'all see what I'm saying? God got a method to what y'all think is madness. I guarantee you, if they was doing this now, and look, don't nobody look, this we ain't under, look, let me tell y'all this right now. We under the Gentile system now. If you do that, you're going down. I'm just letting you know that now. Don't go out there and bust your kid head upside, you know. Don't get the busting his head with no bricks, because you're going down. You feel me? But I'm just showing you how serious it is when you let these children disrespect their parents. And the whole moral to this is, in our land, under our Constitution, we had to deal with them with capital punishment because God did not want wickedness to spread like an infection. Y'all see how the little Gentile kids talk to their mamas and daddies? Man, boy, look, go, man, they be cussing their mom and daddy out. All F off, mom. You be like, what? Joe, and it's regular with some of their families, like, oh, F&A, dad's a butthole. And, you know, mom, she's a, you know, man, I'm talking about, I heard some crazy stuff coming about them houses. But if they would have been under this right here, man, look, I ain't gonna even go there. It says, okay, yeah. And so that's real clear on how I need to make that cross. So if there's any children listening, this is a love lesson. This just ain't like a scared straight. But I don't want y'all to get killed because, like I say, you might not can go out there and like physically stone them to death no more, but the Lord doing it. That's what them hot bullets is flying around out there. That's being stoned. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? All the other multiple ways that it is so easy to kill a black man because we like on the top of the death list of violent deaths, them stones. You know, and our women ain't far behind. The women getting it left and right too. Them is stones. Just go to show you, God is not a respecter of genders either. You know, the lake of fire gonna be busting open with some cute women. So don't be thinking you too cute that the God won't, you know what I'm saying, do you in too. So let's keep it going. Deuteronomy chapter 5. Let's stay up in the law. Deuteronomy chapter 5. And we're going to go to verse 16. It's Deuteronomy 5 and 16. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So that's one reason that we just read earlier If you dishonor your mother and father, or if you take it even further than that, you curse them or you strike them, you had to die. Because wherever the Lord give you to go set up shop and make a community out of, it is your responsibility to be an example of sanctification in your household to the rest of the community. See, this is how deep this thing is. This Bible is practical, man. We can use it today. Don't let nobody tell you it's outdated. Like I say, certain stuff you can't do. Don't be stoning nobody and hanging them on trees and all that. But you understand that it's spiritual. So whether you like it or not, that penalty is still coming. It's just he took judgment from us from doing it because we ain't ever been righteous judges. You know what I'm saying? We take briberies and all. That's a whole nother history lesson. We can go with how the judgment of Israel got polluted. But yeah, so you keep seeing this same thing. Yo. Honor your mother and father if you want to live long. It don't say honor your father if he came and picked you up at all the basketball games. He promised he was going to take you to the basketball game. It ain't say honor your mama if she wasn't a crackhead. It didn't say none of that. It put no condition on it. Honor your mother and father. Point blank, period. I hope y'all hear this, kids. I'm trying to save y'all life. Here go another one. Proverbs chapter 30. Oh, this one right here gets me. Oh, boy. Please get the little girls in the room. Oh, pull them close to the TV. You know what? Unfortunately, little boys do it too. And I'm going to tell y'all something funny about that. This whole little roll in your eyes, ooh, I never could stand that. And I remember when my mama used to snap. My mama used to be like, if you roll your eyes, I'm going to pluck them out your head, right? And you know, little boys are supposed to roll their eyes anyway because it looks sissified. But I know what it is. Sometimes, you remember when you was a kid, when you be trying to stop yourself from crying? So what you do, you look up. Like you think if your eyeballs looking up, it's going to stop the tears from leaking out. So what you do, you wind up blinking, right? You blinking trying to stop the tears from spilling over, but it looked like you rolling your eyes. And then you got literal rolling your eyes. That's something that normally little girls do. You will see them close their eyes and their eyeballs will roll around and they'll turn their neck. Well, let's see what it say about that. So, look, we already see hitting is the extreme. A step before that is cursing them. Before that is any form of dishonoring them. All these things can get you cut off on how you react to your parents. Now we finna go to something that y'all think is little, that a lot of the kids got this bad, and it's rolling your eyes. So let's look at this. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 17. Proverbs 30 and 17. It say, the eye that mocketh at his father. Do y'all know what that means? Eye mocking. That's rolling your eyes. That's side eyeing, turning, giving that funny look. Look at this. The eye that mocketh at his father and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it out. So, man, the Lord say, you around here rolling your eyes at your parents and despising what they say, because you know that's a reaction of rolling your eyes. It comes from despising. Like if you said something and they can't, oh, I can't stand them, and they roll their eyes, the Lord say the eagles need to eat your eyeballs out. Do y'all hear that? The eagles need to eat out your eyes, man. The ravens gonna pick them out. So start telling these little kids when they want to roll their eyes, let them know, hey, they go a bird. You know, hey, they'll stop doing it. Have them jetting in the crib. Straight up. Yeah, man, God got all this covered, Tom. These is Israelite kids. All that behavior that y'all see them do now, we was doing it back then. Them was Negroes, man. These wasn't no white Ashkenazi people. I don't even think they know how to roll their eyes. I don't even think they muscle configuration can even turn in their head like that. You know, they not as nimble as we are. But anyway, don't get me off the subject. But yeah, so let's keep it going. So let's go to Matthew chapter 15. Because y'all remember when I was reading earlier and about how You supposed to not despise your mommy and daddy when they get old, and you supposed to take care of them, basically. Let's look at one of the major reasons that Christ had an issue with the so-called holy Pharisees, right? See, man, this thing is, man, he got this thing sold up. He got it sold up. You can't dodge it to the point where you without excuse. Like, we are without excuse, y'all. If we get cut off, it's because we asked for it. Matthew chapter 15. And let me see where I want to start this from. Matthew 15. Let me go to here we go. I started verse, go ahead and start at verse 1. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1. Listen to this, y'all. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. And you know, Hebrews always had a little thing with cleanliness, you know, because the Lord liked cleanliness and all that. But this was more of a literal tradition. Like it was literally repetitious that they would do it. Like you see how Ishmael and the Arabs, when they do their little shalats and stuff, how they bow certain times of the day, like they'll do it. You know, they get down and they'll do like a certain, like even the Jewish people, when they go there Wailing Wall, how they rock back and forth and all that. You know, and Ishmael to wash his face this way and do it a certain way. That's how it was with some of Israel. You know, they had traditions like that, which a lot of it kind of Talmudish too, but that's a whole nother history lesson, right? It says, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders, for they wash not their hands when they eat bread? So he's salty because the disciples then came up in there with some ashy, dusty hands, and they just grabbing bread. I ain't gonna lie, that is kind of like, it looked ratchet, but you know, Christ them was on a bigger mission. Like, plus they got the master with them. Like, ain't no germs finna hurt them. You see what I'm saying? But watch this though, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandments of God by your tradition? Now, hold on. What tradition is he talking about? Remember, we was just reading back, despise not your mama when she get old. And it tell what we keep continuously reading is honor thy father and thy mother. It don't say until you get a certain age and you get your own family. No, when you get that time, when it's time for you to leave your mother and father and cleave to your wife, cleave to your husband, right? That don't mean forget that your parents exist. It just means your number one priority now is your wife. That's your number one priority. Your wife, your children, your household. But your mother and father is always going to have a certain level of respect as being your creators and an extension to your existence. You see what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't even be no decision between the two. You once you get you a wife, homeboy, once you get you a husband, woman, everybody else is secondary. That's a fact. But secondary don't mean non-existent. You see what I'm saying? Your parents still exist. So let me continue. It says, for God commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die to death. So we see something that Shalom, 12 tribes. So we see something that the Pharisees didn't have a problem with. You hear him? Cursing their mama and daddy. This is real funny. And this ain't talking about just cussing them out. This meaning like literally like they gonna die soon anyway. And I'm gonna show you what's tripped out about this. It say, but ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. This is crazy. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God non effect. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all understand that? Let's read it again. Verse 5 and 6. I want y'all to peep what he's saying. The Pharisees had a tradition or a custom amongst them on how they looked at their parents. Look. But ye say, meaning the Pharisees, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah the prophecy of you saying, okay, I got to get into that. So basically, the Pharisees were so bogus, Joe. Like, you remember we were just talking about how you honor your mother and father when they get old? The Pharisees looked at it like, look, if you do anything for your parents when they getting old, it's basically, you know, it's a blessing to them. Like, your parents should be grateful. You see what I'm saying? Because basically at this point, you're free from them. You're free from them. You know what I'm saying? You a ruler, you a holy man. You know what I'm saying? When they get old, that's on them if they get old. Now, if you decide to go do something for them, then it's a blessing to your parents. That's wicked. That's wicked. He said, you have made the whole commandment of non-effect. We'll tell you to honor your mother and father. How you honoring them? Man, that's crazy. Like, real talk, this is crazy. But this is, you see a lot of that nowadays. People be around here talking about how much they love the Lord, how holy they is, and then you go see how they treat their parents. Parents off in the nursing home somewhere by themselves. They ain't went to see them in 2-3 years. You feel me? Or they got them in that back room back there. They don't go back there to check on them, you know, help them out, wash them up. They don't hire like a nurse or something. You know what I'm saying? They got a little money and they want their parents to suffer as an old person before they die. And the Mashiach said that's wicked. It's straight wicked. You see what I'm saying? So one of the reasons I made sure I slid that in there is because it's a chain reaction. If the children see how the parents treat their nana and them, they big mama and them, they grandpa and them, all this has an effect on how they gonna treat people. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of us have a responsibility in it. It's tripped out. So we're gonna keep it going back to the law, Leviticus chapter 19. Man, I cannot expand on this more and more just to show you how serious God is about this thing with the relationship between children and parents. Leviticus chapter 19. So we're gonna go back, Leviticus chapter 19. And let me see. Leviticus 19. And I'm gonna pick it up. Where was I at? 32. Leviticus 19 and 32. It say, thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy God. I am the Lord. So it's telling you that the hoary head is like the gray head, you know, salt and pepper head, man. And the old face. So it's telling you, man, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to get a respect, you know what I'm saying, to the elders. Like, it tell you also, you know, the apostles, they gave double honors to the elders. But it's so messed up nowadays that even us as adults, we don't follow that example and lead it to the kids. We don't even respect the elders no more. Now, this talking to grown people, telling them to respect the elders, right? You see what I'm saying? How often do you see old folks getting out the car with 1 million grocery bags? You see what I'm saying? With 1 million grocery bags, and you got these young men standing on the corner in their mid-20s and 30s, and ain't nobody went over there to help this old lady with her bags. That's crazy. But this is where we at right now. Like, it's heartless out here. And all this stuff is connected. Little do you know, it's all connected with how we treat, you know, how we treat our children in the house, how the children treat the parents. It's all connected. So let's go back to the New Testament. I want to go to Ephesians. We're gonna go to Ephesians. So yeah, man, all this is connected. I just want the word to put it out there so can't nobody be talking about Brother Mikael said, Brother Mikael said. Now, all these kids need to hear this, as well as the parents need to hear this, but don't let nobody take your parenting away from you. Like, that's the one thing God gave you command over. You know what I'm saying? Is what come from your body. And you have to make sure that they are protected and sanctified, set apart to save their life, man. And sometimes it's to save them from themselves. Like I said, because if they get to acting crazy towards you, the Lord might kill them. So I'm going to go to Ephesians chapter 6. It's Ephesians 6, and I'll pick it up in verse 1. It says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right, right? Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. Do you hear that? That was the first commandment, honor thy father and thy mother, that had a promise to it. If you do it, you will live longer. If you don't, you gonna die. That was the promise. God don't break his promises, right? So it says, verse 3, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, here we go again, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. There you go again. Now, we was talking about that. So you gotta honor your parents, children. And you hear that, fathers and mothers? Don't provoke your kid to wrath. You see what I'm saying? See how this thing is a two-headed street. It say, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So you supposed to love your children like the Lord love us. Don't abuse your children. Because, you know, I be looking at stories like that where one way a father can provoke his child to wrath is by beating on his mama. Y'all want to keep it real? Let's think about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If a man is mistreating his wife, which is a lot of times, of course, don't go eating in that front room, boy. And so, and he beating on the mama. The boy gonna see this. And when he get big enough, his wrath gonna burn. He might try to kill his old man. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say, so you're supposed to use nurture. And all this is connected. How the spouses treat each other, talk to each other, how the children observe how y'all treat each other, talk to each other, how the parents treat their parents, which is the grandparents, how they treat each other and talk to each other, and how even the adults treat other elders out here in the world. All of it is connected. This is what children is looking at. This is what graft in their mind, man. Everybody has a level of responsibility in this whole mess that we in. Y'all feel me? Can I get an amen? Look next to you. Look next to your how they say it. Look next to your neighbor next to you, and could he get an amen? You know, they swinging them Martin Luther King fans, big sweat beat. I don't know why they used to get them fans in them churches. Because like they wasn't blowing nothing but hot air and Uncle Jed cheap cologne. And he didn't want to be there anyway. He was just there because his wife basically made him go. See, that's why I ain't gonna lie. I like my old man. My old man, you know what Sunday was to him? Bears game. It was the Bears game. So let's go back to Matthew chapter 15. So we see what that just said, now it make a whole lot of sense. We got to keep it funky, man. It's time for playing is over. We got to keep it funky. Matthew 15, Matthew chapter 15 and verse 6. It says, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God non-effect by your tradition. I just had to reiterate that again because you can see how it's all connected, though. You see what I'm saying? This was the type of stuff the Pharisees had in their little repertoire. And Christ knew this. I mean, evidently, it wasn't even no secret, to be quite honest with you. That's how they got down. So that's another reason he didn't like them cats, because it made them hypocritical. So let's go back to the Torah, Exodus chapter 21. Oh, well, I ain't got to go back to that because I think that's quite clear. But well, man, I guess I can. Because I wanted to burn in y'all head. Kids, I'm telling you, it's serious. It's real serious. I rarely read the same one over and over, but I just really want to nail this into your head. Exodus 21:17. Again, it say, and he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. So I just want to make sure that don't slip out your mind, because that is a very serious offense to the Most High. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. Go another one. And this is how we see the results of this. When we just look out here in the conditions that even just we in as Israelites. You know, we always just talk about the curses. It's curses and conditions. Like it's kind of like a law and a bylaw. Like they connected. You ain't gonna see one without the other. And so let's go to Isaiah. Y'all get there. Isaiah chapter 3. And let me see. I'm gonna pick it up at Isaiah 3. Isaiah 3:5. This is what it says. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. And basically, ain't nobody got respect for nobody no more. So it's telling you, like, dealing with us, the young cats, it tell you that they would be proud against the ancient. Man, they don't care if you they elder. You can't tell them nothing. Let me read that again. It say the child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. So, like, your average little dude who ain't known for nothing out here is going, be real disrespectful towards an honorable person. People that been out here helping people in the community and all that type of stuff. Honorable family members that always do all the good stuff for the family that won't nobody else do. And the ancient, meaning the old ones, the elders. You see what I'm saying? Children gonna talk crazy to them. See, you got to knock all that out of them early. I hear people try to bring up the fact that, with all the child molestation and all that type of stuff that's going on, you can't teach the children to respect elders. Well, yes, you can. To respect your elders don't got nothing to do with you going off nowhere with them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be along with them. You ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't got to get in their car and all that. You just respect them, even if it's from a distance, right? But I'm going to bag up just to show you how this even transpired. I'm going to bag up to verse 2. It say, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. It says, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. Now, this the killer part. This is letting you know that people who would be in prestigious positions, like like the attorney and people that the warrior, you know what I'm saying, the OG, man, it'd be little kids out here terrorizing you. Like, real talk, like everything is off balance. Like, literally everything is off balance, and that's where we at right now. And so I'm gonna skip down to verse 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. This one we love to read, but I want to start it from earlier so we can see how we even got there. And that's where we at. Like, you go to your average Israelite house, everything in the woman name. She could throw you out if she wants to, which that's off balance already. Now, brothers be having credit problems and all that type of stuff. So if that's the position you in, as long as y'all in the word of God, then that would be of non-effect. But I'm talking about a lot of times a lot of the cats just, you know, it's just out of order. And then it's the thing, the children oppress them. So it's just all messed up. Like everything is out of balance, man. Everything is out of balance. Let me look in this chat. Oh, wow. And Dexter had went there too. Isaiah 3:12. Yeah, you knew I was finna go there, didn't you? You say our children have Stockholm syndrome to black mothers. Man, that's very, very that's a very profound statement there. And it's sad. It's sad, Joe, but we are messed up. We definitely messed up. You know what I'm saying? Very T Israel Alliance, very true, bro. Yeah, he making some definite points. I don't want to keep looking in the chat because I'll be forever. But yeah, I hear you lines there. That's what I'm saying. We all got to take responsibility. The black man got to take responsibility for being a nigga. The black woman got to take responsibility for being raggedy. And it's not all black men and black women, but we got to be honest with ourselves. It is we in this condition due to wickedness, both male and female. And we got to stop sugarcoating that stuff. Like I was looking at some Sister Shahrazad Ali was saying the other day, you know, I don't agree with her on everything, but she one of my favorites when it comes to certain subjects. And she was saying how like, man, what was she saying? But you know, she wrote a lot of books about the guide to the black woman, how to treat the black man and all that type of stuff. And she basically was making the point that in a lot of times the enemy, this system will use the black woman as a weapon against the black man. Like a lot of times, if you try to be a man and be a strong man, and say like she had used a scenario like where the brother wasn't no abusive brother, and say the sister, because she was saying how like she taught her grandsons don't ever beat on no woman, right? And I agree with her. And she said, but if a woman act like a man and she want to get up in your face and put her hands on you, like she was saying, if the woman thinks she can slap you, spit on you, kick you in your private part, because basically she said society then conditioned it that, you know, basically you could do anything to a black man. And if he do anything in defense, he's a monster. So she was saying she told her grandson, if a woman do that to you, he was like, you know, don't go extra with her like she a man, but defend yourself. She slap you, slap her back. You know what I'm saying? Make her do a flip. That's what she said, right? Something of that nature. And I understood what she was saying. And then she was like, the sad part about it is, though, if you defend yourself, right, and the police pull up, or she call the police, who you think whose side they take? You might get gunned down. You might literally get shot down. And so that's why I'm letting the Lord, I'm removing our emotions and letting the Most High tell us how to deal with each other. You see what I'm saying? Because error on either side is going to lead to the road to perdition for the entire family. And that's both male and female. Y'all feel me in this? And so, yeah, she was basically making the point that you don't have to be an abusive man to be strong. She was like, but at the same time, they taking your strength away from you when you were strong, man. So basically, you supposed to just shut up and just, you know, just basically be a simp. It's too many simps in Israel too. They definitely trying to make all the brothers out to be punks, and that's why I tell people don't sissify your little boys, man. You know, everybody raise kids different, but do not sissify them. Like, you know, they bump their knee or something, don't lose your mind. You know, that stuff mamas do. Let them, you know, what up? Tell them to rub some red dirt on it, dang it. Like down south, I don't care what it is. It could be a bullet wound. They just rub red dirt on it. Like they was tough down south. Like, you know, everybody talk about the city boys up north just because, you know, for some reason we got all these chemical plants, so we a little more violent than the down south boys. But them down south boys and girls is tough, man. Like straight up. They go into hunting accidents, lose a whole foot, and just rub some red dirt on it and eat some cabbage. Y'all see what I'm saying? I like go there. I mean, my family from Mississippi, man. They is Ford tough. That's why they live so long down there. You gotta think they just came out of slavery. Every time we used to cross that line, when like you taking that 10-hour drive to Mississippi, soon as you get, and it seemed like the longest drive is just trying to get out of Illinois, because you got to drive through the long part of Illinois. And once you get to like Cairo, Carbondale, Southern Illinois, it get country. Like it started looking like down south. There ain't nothing but cornfields. And as soon as but Southern Illinois kind of racist too. So I try to get up through there. Except for, it's a lot of black areas down there. Jake's down there strong, but you dip off in the wrong corner, you're going to wind up at a burning cross. But once you get about past that, start hitting close to Mississippi, you start hearing that music in your head. You start visualizing Negroes hanging from trees and stuff. They are built different. Like real talk. They just tougher. They tougher down south. But anyway, I ain't going to let y'all throw me off, man. I'm almost through. And like I say, I'm going to kind of take it into a spinoff lesson on 2. But I'm also doing a lesson pretty soon. I hope y'all tune in, called Endure Through a Season, right? Because everybody got a season to endure. People get a little drama come down on them and they want to give up the whole faith. And we trying to show you that you're supposed to expect those things to happen. Proverbs chapter 13. Let me speed it up. Proverbs chapter 13. Whoo! Yeah, man, it was crazy, y'all. Earlier, I literally was preaching for like 30 minutes before I realized I had not hit the live stream button. Boy, was I embarrassed. Again, thank you, Brother Ozzy, for saving me. Because I still be preaching right now without the live stream on. And I'd have been highly upset. Proverbs 13. So I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 24. It say, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chastise him betimes. I didn't say that. Just what the words say. Y'all heard that? He didn't went so far and not even he didn't just say, if you don't whoop your children, then you kind of a off parent. He said, if you spare the rod, and I'm gonna let you know that mean the rod of correction. So it don't always mean physically beat them. You know what I'm saying? It don't always mean that, but it means to discipline them overall. And he's saying, if you spare discipline with your child, you hate them. Do you hear that? And do you know why I say that? Because if you never discipline them, then basically it's like sending them out there. It's like sending them to play Russian roulette by themselves. You see what I'm saying? With a 6-shot revolver with 5 bullets in it. That's literally what you're doing, because you're never correcting them, which shows them how to protect themselves. Look, you ain't supposed to do this, son. That's dangerous for you. So if you do this, I'm telling you, you on punishment. Or boy, you finna get your tail kicked because you knew you shouldn't have stole that out that stove. We wiped it down. Now, if you never do that, you must hate them. Because when they go out there and do it in the real world, they're going to wind up killed or in jail for the rest of their life. So the Lord look at that like, man, you must hate them. Like if you don't never lay no rules down for your children, the Lord say you hate them. Like real talk. Because look at God. He gave us rules, right? And he tell us what's going to happen if we break them. You feel me? Now, what if God never came through and you didn't see, you didn't see the stuff that you see out here? Like basically we all agree that one of the reasons our communities are messed up, we see all the violence and all that type of stuff, is it's literally the repercussions for wicked behavior, breaking the laws of the Most High. So more of us are getting shot down, more of us are getting killed, more of us is going to jail. I used to be a part of doing all that mess. That's why I'm sitting in the chair now. You see what I'm saying? This is my repercussion for doing evil. Everybody got one. Nobody is above correction. Nobody. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your kids, none of that. Y'all got to stop with that, right? So the Lord say, man, if you withhold correction from a child, you hate them. You hate them. That's heavy. I ain't never said nothing like that. I had to just read. I knew this was there because I read it quite often, but I had to just reread it. Like, did he say that like that? He definitely said it like that. Woo, that just scared me. So let me keep going. I'm almost done. And to continue with that, let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. This going to add to exactly what I was just saying. So let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12. How long I've been on here, y'all? Somebody tell me, what time did the show start? I'm almost done anyway. Hebrews chapter 12. And let's go ahead and read exactly what I was just talking about. It says, I'll pick it up at, okay. I'll pick it up at verse 5. Hebrews 12 and 5. This is what it says. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you, right? As unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastising of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. So it's telling you, look, do not despise when some hard times come down on you, especially when it's hard times, because you know it's repercussions for something you done did. Something you done did, and you know it's the Most High bringing drama on you because you was wrong. You ain't supposed to despise that. You supposed to expect it to happen, and it's going to tell you why. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastise and scourge every son who he received. So if the Most High accepts you as his son or daughter, you gonna get your tail whooped when you out here breaking these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's point blank, period. So now we understand why we just literally read. Now we understand why we just literally read in Proverbs 13 and 24, why he said, he that spare a rod hate his child. Because that's he telling you what true love is. True love is to correct your child when they're wrong because you're saving their life. If you just let them do whatever, in his eyes, they're bastards and you don't love them. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Look, this is real parenting from the Most High. This is the real parenting because America don't know what parenting is. That's why this country is so wicked. It says, let me continue reading. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastise and scourge every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastised not? So if you getting chastised or you getting punished and you know it without a doubt, it's from the Lord because you know you done did something. I ain't talking about what. That's why my next one is going to be about endure for a season, because it also tell you it's times everybody got their season when they going to go through some drama. But then you also got them seasons of blessings. So it ain't always because you did something bad. But this right here is telling you when you know you did something bad. And you know it's the Father whooping on you. You supposed to endure it. Watch this, right? It says, verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So look, if you just steady being wicked and breaking the law and all that, treating your fellow man bad, and you know the word of God, and ain't nothing happening to you, that means you in trouble. Because it just told you, it say, but if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, meaning all of his children get chastised. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Once you stop getting punished for what you down here doing, you in some trouble. I'm finna tell you why. It say, then are you bastards and not sons. So you know what that means? The Father that kicked you out the will. You ain't his no more. Now you a bastard because he stopped chastising. This is what it say. And so That's scary. Okay, you say about an hour. Cool. I'm almost done. Verse 9. It say, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? So he's saying that, you know, most of us understand, like when you get older, when your mom and daddy used to whoop you, you're going to get them reverence. You didn't like it at the time. You thought they was just the evilest people on earth. But now that you look at it, you find out that you do the same thing to your kids. Why? Because you love them. So now you understand that your mother and father loved you. That's why they whooped your tail. That's why they disciplined you. We just read in Proverbs to say, he that don't discipline their child, hate their child. So now it's telling you that, you see what I'm saying? If your heavenly father is correcting you, you will live. Meaning, he's trying to save your life. He don't want to cast you into that fire and brimstone, fam. He trying to. He like, man, you know these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. I done showed you this, man. Like, I done set you apart from everybody else. I didn't reveal secrets to you that average people in the world don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Son or daughter. You could watch a movie. Have y'all ever been in a situation where, say you in a room with like 5 other people, right? Say out of them 5 people, you the only one conscious. Let's say one of your buddies is semi-conscious. You know what that means. They probably on some other off stuff, but they kind of know a little something. But then the other ones is of the world. Y'all two is gonna see a totally different movie than them other 3 people that was in the room with you, just from watching the same movie. Why? Because the Lord has revealed certain things to you. You're his. You see what I'm saying? So the same thing, it's like, so that means that you know, your level of messing up is a lot slimmer than theirs. You see what I'm saying? Cause he love you. So he's sharing his secrets with you. He's sharing secrets of the kingdom with you. So he gonna deal with you when you do something out of order. And that's how a real father and mother supposed to be with their children. This is what the book been saying. Y'all notice I ain't been saying too much. It'll shock you how much it talk about it from the Old Testament to the New Testament. So I'm almost done, y'all. Let me see what we gonna hit next. Yeah, that one devastating. You ain't lying. Let me see. Let's go to Mark, the 7th chapter. We're gonna touch back on. You know what? We really don't have to, because I had already touched on it when we went to Matthew chapter 15. Why one of the reasons Jesus didn't like the Pharisees, because how they treated their parents when they was getting old. You could bag it up when you go to Mark chapter 7 and read verse 9 and 10, because I'm trying to cut down on the time real quick. So if y'all get a chance, you read Mark 7, 9, and 10, it just reiterates Matthew 5, 4 through 15, 4 through 6. So let's go to this one. That Proverbs is loaded on it. Proverbs chapter 20. So I'm gonna go to Proverbs 20 and 20. Proverbs 20 and 20. So Proverbs 20 and 20. Gonna get this over with. Woo! Man, I'm feeling good. Praise the Most High. Proverbs 20 and 20. It say, whosoever curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. You hear that? If you curse your mama or daddy, the Lord say he gonna put your lamp out. That's what I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you, man, I love these scriptures, man, because you know this was written by Israelites. Like, look at they lingo and they slang. We already know what that means from what we read in Exodus and Leviticus. That means that you will be put to death. But it didn't got a little slangy with it this time. It called it, you know, because that's the lamp of life. That's what it's talking about. It said, whosoever curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. Meaning you're going to sleep, fam. And we know when we read in the scriptures, the word sleep is actually written more times than the word death, because that's a concept that the Israelites always had. Like we up until you got to like the Sadducees around the early 1st century, most Israelites had knowledge that we was going to wake up one day. It was going to be a resurrection. That's why they called it sleeping with your fathers. You see what I'm saying? So when people be trying to argue, like some of my Tanakh only OT brothers be talking about ain't no resurrection, I say y'all's retarded. Like what is we doing all this for? You don't even got to go to the New Testament to show them a resurrection. Like it's a reason that it says sleep with your fathers. And you keep saying he is sleep, right? Because they know it was a concept that you're going to be woke up again. So anyway, yeah, Proverbs 20 and 20 say, if you curse out your mommy or you curse your mommy and daddy, he going to put your lamp out in obscure darkness. Like, boy, you're going to be asleep and it's going to be black. You out of there, fam. So he do not play about it. Y'all see how many spots, and I didn't even write them all down. Like it's throughout the whole book. But remember what we were saying though. So that all starts with the interaction that we have with one another. And then the kids see that. And then it goes on and on with your grandparents. And then even the elders in the community. And that's a problem. That's why these, kids is getting murdered out here like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to show you an example of how you have, like, it was a big thing to show respect to the elders. Remember we read in Isaiah 3, where it was saying even the honorable men would be basically disrespected by little base men and how children would come against the ancients. Well, let me give y'all an example of this. This is a hilarious story that I know some of y'all are familiar with. Every time I used to read it, I used to laugh. But we need it for these little nigglets running around out here who ain't got no discipline in the house. Excuse my language. So let's go to 2 Kings chapter 2. Just show you where it can get you. That's all. 2 Kings chapter, and these some little boy. These definitely our kids, boy. 2 Kings chapter 2. And I'm gonna pick it up at verse 23. It says, and it's talking about the prophet Elisha, right? It says, verse 23, and he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children. Now I want y'all to listen to these little demons. He going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. So now look, let me tell y'all something right now. So the little kids is teasing this elder prophet about having a bald spot. But it was a thing about the hair and the putting the rays on your head and stuff like that in the law, especially for like the priests, right? So evidently, my man, unless you was like, ending a vow or something. So evidently, my man had a bald spot. He probably had the George Jefferson thing going. And they just see the back of his head shining, or it might have been a complete bald head for whatever reason. But these little nigglets is talking about, go ahead, baldy, baldy, little kids. We used to do it, crack jokes and stuff. But at least we used to kind of laugh amongst each other. Probably the worst we would do was point. But these little ignorant such and suches was actually taunting him. And watch what he did. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them. Man, so Elisha, like, oh, you little nigglets want to make fun of my bald spot. So he turned around and cursed them, and some mama bears came out the woods and tore 42 of them to pieces. Now, it ain't that funny no more now, is it? I'll tell you, I hope y'all got the children sitting in the living room with y'all so they can hear all of this. Because in the end of the day, was that Elisha's power alone that did that? No, the Lord gave him the authority and power to do it. Why? Because we've been reading throughout the whole scriptures. The children ain't supposed to disrespect the ancient. They ain't supposed to disrespect the elder. You see what I'm saying? Then this is a holy man at that. He got a double portion of Elijah's spirit. You see what I'm saying? And you around here talking about his bald smack head. and got ate up by some bears. So it's definitely not a joke. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I used to laugh at that all the time when I read it. But like when you looking at it in context with these other scriptures, you see why it really ain't no joke though. So I got 3 more scriptures and we out of here. So I'm gonna go to 2 Timothy chapter 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3. I really enjoyed it, y'all. I ain't realized how long it's been since I've been on either. 2 Timothy chapter 3. And pick it up at verse 1. So 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." So this how you know we in them days. It's real perilous out here, y'all. "For men shall be lovers of them own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy." Now remember we read with the tradition of the Pharisees how basically it was a gift if you looked out for your parents when they get older, right? And then we read in Proverbs where it say to not dishonor your mama when she get old, right? You ain't supposed to treat your mama wrong because she an old lady. Now we read that clear. That's what it said, right? It's telling you in these times that's gonna become regular. That's going to become regular, disobedient to parents. And he say that is unholy and they unthankful. You see what I'm saying? That's becoming like an epidemic. And so, so when you see it, that's just one of the signs that is we near them days, because it's becoming more and more common. You know, when you probably wouldn't have seen it as much as you used to back in the day, you're going to start to see it a lot more. And so then it say, without natural affection, truce breakers, and it's definitely not, and you know, some people just look at the natural affection as, you know, getting off into the weird sex stuff, but it's a natural affection to take care of your dying parents or to not let them die off in a nursing home by themselves. All that type of stuff is gone. False accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. And that's the killer part. Like, if you trying to be good and you trying to teach what's right, you're going to be despised. Like, you're going to be despised. It's going to be looked at as if basically you're supposed to grow out of that. This is a new thing now, you know, gone with all that. But the Lord say it's good. The Lord say do this and it's good. Do that and it's good. Treat such and such this way and it's good. But if you do it and you preach it and it make people uncomfortable because they not used to it, you're going to be despised. And that's because that's literally what time of the season we in right now. You see what I'm saying? That's just where we at right now. It's like you can't dodge it. So all you can do is basically deal with it. So I'm gonna go to let me see, verse 4. Tradies, heady, you know, them heady people think they know everything. Hard, you know, hard-headed. Another word, hardy, stuck up, high-minded, think too highly of themselves, can't tell them nothing. Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So it's just like if you know you ain't supposed to be doing certain things around certain times of the year, we got the certain holy days, you know what I'm saying, where it's certain, like the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement come around, we know we supposed to shut down everything. You still around here like, well, I ain't gonna drink, you know, I ain't gonna drink no water or whatever, but I'm still finna smoke me some cigarettes. That's pleasure over your own lust over than what loving God. That's automatically, that's like a cutoff switch right there. Like, I don't care what you know you ain't supposed to be doing that, but you love your pleasure more than you love God. That's what the book's saying, not Mikael. Because y'all know the same scriptures I'm saying. I see, that's a good one right there too. I see you in the what you be digging. And so, well, I don't really think this one is kind of relevant. Well, no, I guess we could go ahead and read it just because it's all in one together. Verse 6, it's saying, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of truth. And that's basically talking about how you got people with these folly, silly, these goofy doctrines. You know, they prey off our women with that. Try to teach them something, talking about it's some new knowledge, but it's extremely silly, and they fall for it. All you got to do is go look in the Sunday church right now. It's 90% women and old women, a couple of gay men, and then the reverends and the deacons, and a couple of guys that couldn't escape because their wife made them go. Because that's just how you do it. Satan been doing it since the beginning. So let's go to these last ones. I'm gonna go to back to Hebrews. Should I hit Hebrews 12 again? No, I ain't gonna hit that one again. I think y'all got that one. But we're gonna go to the last. Let me see. I think I got 2 more places I want to go. And these was the ones that I opened up with. So this is just kind of putting the icing on the cake. So let's go to Exodus chapter 20. Again, Exodus 20 and 12. So I basically started with certain ones, took y'all through that whole little path in the middle with all the other little stuff, and then I ended with them just so we could see exactly why they were said in the first place. So when you go back to them at the end, it make way more sense. Exodus 21 and 12. It says, should I go that one? Oh, Exodus 20 and 12, my bad. Exodus 20 and 12. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Now remember we read earlier in the New Testament, it tells us that honoring your father and your mother is the first commandment given with promise. So he can't lie. So if you curse your parent, we read what the penalty was with that. If you despise your parent, we read what the penalty was for that. If you hit your parent, we read what the penalty was for that. If you what was the other one? If you neglect your parent, you know, when they old and need you and draw it all up, we think what the penalty was for that. So it is the one thing that he tell you, you know what I'm saying, that it has a promise. Either you gonna die for how you treated your parents, or you gonna live from how you treated your parents. And we know that also always transcends from the natural into the spiritual. So you already know what that means when we come to the lake of fire in the kingdom. Deuteronomy chapter 21. This is my last one. I thank y'all for tuning in. Like I say, the next one coming up probably I ain't gonna give a date. I ain't gonna give a date, but it's either gonna be in the morning tomorrow or Sunday. That's what I'm looking at, but I can't say exactly what time. Deuteronomy chapter 21, and let me pick it up at Deuteronomy 21 and 18. It says, oh, we already showed that one, but I'm gonna read it again. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, now we broke down to show how that can go with the son or the daughter, which will not obey the voice of his father and the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him, will not hearken unto him. Skip to verse 20. It says, verse 21, and all the men of that city shall stone him with stones, that he shall die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. So that's the whole reason that the God of Israel has some of these laws that look real brutal, where it say, you know, if a child get caught doing something like hitting their parents, or if they just literally like you put them on punishment, you whoop them and all that. Like you said, if you chastise them and they still won't hear, you see what the law just said. So meaning you've been trying to be a parent, but they just won't listen. You was to take them out there, and if the elders decided, yep, he guilty as charged, you know what I'm saying? Then you supposed to he getting killed. They gonna kill him. And then it say after that, so all Israel shall see in fear. So that means it was going to spread to all the kids in the community. And they was going to be like, man, you heard what happened to little T-Bone? Like, man, Joe, he slapped his mama, man. They took him out back and beat him to death with bats. All the kids in the neighborhood were getting order. Like literally, all of them would get in order. And it prevents that contagious from spreading like an infection throughout the community, because then you will have children in every house trying to uprise against their parents. Like we were saying earlier, I didn't used to see it, but when you go look at a lot of these Gentile houses, they cuss their mom and daddy out quick. Oh, effing this. I used to look like, what in the world? You didn't see that on the regular in our neighborhood, but if you did, it would have been more common. Because, you know, somebody would have said it like, man, Joe, my homie be cussing his mama out. I'm going to try it one day. That's how stuff go. It's just like, it's a learned behavior. And you know, at them teenage years, it's kind of like when a child is between 3 and 5. They say between 3 and 5, a child's brain is the most impressionable, because like that's even the easier moment to teach children multiple languages, because they absorb everything like a sponge. Well, guess when that opens back up? I think it's around 12 and 16 or something like that. So they go through that twice. So that's why in them teenage stages, little boys and girls are real impressionable from whoever they hanging around during them times. You see what I'm saying? So if they see their friend slapping their mama, and you know what I'm saying, you know, cussing out and punching their old man, they might think they can pull it. And so the Lord had it set up. If you pull it, I know you love your child, but y'all can make another one. He say, I open up wombs and make men fertile. So you can make another one look just like them, but that one got to die, because it's going to spread, and then ain't nobody going to fear authority. And then guess what's going to happen? In the end of the day, who is our ultimate father? The Most High. The whole nation going to be feeling the same way, and they're going to disrespect the Most High without any fear of any repercussions. So that's why he's starting down here. Because if we mess up and we don't fear our parents, then our parents don't fear their parents, which is our grandparents. It's only a matter of time where the whole nation just don't fear God, because he's the ultimate parent. So that's why he say, you got to die. And so, you know what I'm saying? So with that, I say shalom, shalom. And I thank all y'all for tuning in. Again, I said I'm going to put the PayPal link in the description right after the show. If somebody want to put a blessing in there, but do not put nothing in that super chat, because they got me locked up. Who is this John Williams? What'd he say? A child hitting his parent when he is big enough to win should worry about being hit with the slug. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the point that we making. If you hit your parents, more than likely you're going to catch a slug, because the stoning law is still in effect. We just can't do them because we unrighteous judges, but the Most High is a righteous judge. So if you get your brains blew out, it's probably because when you slapped your mama the other day. And most okay, and so okay, fingers. What y'all got going on in this chat, man? Y'all in there arguing. I don't even know how y'all can argue over. I don't even know how this could turn into an argument. But thanks for tuning in, man. I love y'all. And like I say, I'll be back. I'm gonna I know I'm gonna be probably asked to expound some more on this one, because I actually did have some more scriptures. But it kind of run off into another subject that I want to do. So I'm just gonna do the next one, endure for a season. You know what I'm saying? Because we all gonna have our time and moments where it's gonna get a little rough, and then we gonna have them times where it's all sweet. So you can't be talking about praise the Lord when everything good, but when it get rough, you like, why me? Why, you know, God didn't left me, man. He didn't forsake me, man. You can't do that. Can't do it. And so with that, I say, shalom, shalom, peace.